Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ajay, lecturer in the Faculty of Civil Engineering and Geosciences at the Delft University of Technology. The topic of my today's presentation is computational modeling of tire-pervious pavement skid resistance using digital image processing. This work was conducted at the National University of Singapore as a part of my PhD thesis. Major motivation of my work is to prevent the road accidents, in particular related to wet weather accidents. WHO reported that nearly like 1.35 million road deaths are reported each year, and among that, nearly 24% are related to wet weather. We, as a pavement engineers, are also responsible for these accidents. Porous pavements are one such solution in preventing the wet weather accidents. It has been reported in the past experiments and field studies that nearly 80% of the wet weather accidents can be reduced when we go for pervious pavements. In the recent years, usage of X-ray computed tomography has gained several attention because of its ability to capture the internal structure and model it using the numerical modeling like finite element models. This work was started by Professor Yad Masad in late 1990s for evaluating the internal structure of porous concrete, porous asphalts. There are several applications of XRCT in pavement engineering. People started investigating for clogging, then they eventually moved on to the numerical modeling like microstructural modeling under the tire loading, shear modulus, fatigue loading, indirect tensile, and so on. In the recent years, people have used the XRCT in the field of like skid resistance simulations. Image on the left is the model developed by Srirangam et al. In 2015, and image on the extreme right is the model developed by Southeast University. With these advanced models, we can be able to understand the skid resistance characteristics at various sliding speeds, rainfall intensities, and several criteria as well. But the major issue with the developed models is that the image processing algorithms are not given enough attention. There are several image processing algorithms which we are going to study in this presentation. In our current study, we utilized three different pervious concrete samples named as P1, P2, and P3, and we used the XRCT to obtain its internal structure. In this, the most important step is the image segmentation. It is actually the process of binarization used to divide the images of various grayscale intensities either into like two different phases or into multiple phases. And this particular method has like several types. It can be like global or local. Even the global method has like several categories, something like histogram based, clustering based, entropy based, and volumetric based. Images on the right shows the various air void segmentation results for the sample P1 using various algorithms. In this, the first one is the raw image, and the other images shows the segmented results. Here, like the black color represents the air voids and white represents the cement and aggregate phase. We can clearly see like a huge variation in the results when we go for different thresholding algorithms. After the threshold segmentation has been carried out, one more algorithm called surface triangulation has to be used. In this, the image on the right is actually the surface triangulated surface image, and image on the right shows the three-dimensional view of voxel-based meshing and extended volumetric marching cubes based meshing. In this, we are going forward with the EvoMark algorithm. And after the threshold segmentation and surface triangulation are done, we can get three-dimensional mask like the cement and aggregate phase, interconnected void phase, and isolated voids. Our focus is mainly on the interconnected voids. We can use this to find the skid. We can combine this with the skid resistance models to find out the uplift and drag force. Here is the skid resistance simulation model which we developed in our study. In this, the images on the left like shows the skid resistance model, and the image on the right is used to obtain the friction coefficient. In this, like our model has two different submodels. One is the solid model and another one is the fluid model. The solid model has like the tire element and the pavement element. The fluid model has two different phases, water and air. In this, the images from the XRCT were taken into machine and attached with these fluids model over here. The major output from the simulation model includes the uplift force and the drag force, whereas the friction coefficient mu over here is obtained from the British pendulum tester and the past empirical studies. The developed model was properly validated using the past experimental studies conducted in 1990s and 1970s. The major reason going forward to the older studies is that the recent studies are mainly limited to the speed of 64 km per hour and the water film thickness of 7.62 mm. The developed model was properly validated for various sliding speeds and various water film thicknesses. And here is our major contribution, the effect of the shouldering algorithms on skid resistance. In this, the first column is the samples, second column is the different shouldering algorithms, third column shows the simulation results, and the final column shows the error percentage. In this, the error percentage has always been taken with respect to the discharge-based algorithm. In this, the discharge-based algorithm is actually the calibration with respect to the laboratory permeability results. Here, from in the error percentage, what we can observe is like the error can vary from minus 29% to a maximum of 120% for fluid uplift force. For the fluid drag force, it can vary from 2.9% to 69%. Whereas for the skid number over here, varies like it minutely, like almost like less than 0.1% to a minus 0.5%. The effect of the shouldering on skid number is maybe like, in fact, it's like insignificant. Differences is maximum like 0.5 skid number. This is actually mainly due to the usage of constant friction coefficient for all these algorithms. When we adopt the advanced skid resistance simulation models like the one developed by Srirangam et al. Or the Shu et al., the effect of the shouldering on skid number will also be significant. We have further investigated the commonly used thresholding algorithm, which is the volumetric, for various sliding speeds and water film thicknesses. And again, what we observed is like the error percentage is pretty high. It can go up to like minus 30% for a maximum of 40% for uplift force and drag force. And again, the skid number is low because of the usage of constant BPM. And the same thing has been carried out for varying water film thickness and standard speed of 64 km per hour. Again, the error percentage is high, ranging from minus 30% to a maximum of 25% for uplift and drag force. And for skid number is again like less than 0.1%. Overall, what we had shown here is like the importance of image processing algorithms on the developed skid resistance simulation models. It is like we are proposing the usage of discharge-based thresholding compared to the existing algorithms like histogram, clustering, entropy, and volumetric-based algorithms. The current study can be extended to the functional design, maintenance, and management of different previous pavement surfaces. Although like the numerical simulation models are computationally super expensive at this point, but it will serve as a convenient research approach when we can combine it with the AI or machine learning and digital twin concepts. Thank you.